King Harbor Care Act is the name of the law, the bill, and it is titled Measure C by the city, and it gets voted on in 3 days.
Aww. Oh,
So we've come to Moonstone Park to evaluate the prospects of Measure C. So we're here at the rally for yes on Prop C.
I'm Martin Holmes. I'm sorry I'm losing my voice. I've been screaming for the last hour.
You're with the Rescue Our Waterfront.
Yep.
Tell me what about the organization it's all about.
Yeah, it was started about a year and a half ago, November of 2015, by myself, Nils Narenheim over in the yellow, and Candice Nepisi. We started going to the environmental impact report study sessions and looking at the project, and we just started to realize it was a really bad deal for our city. In the course of the last year, we raised $30,000 to write an initiative, which is basically a legal law, which changes the zoning in such a way that they won't be able to build a project so big.
That's called Measure C.
That's Measure C.
Why is Redondo getting a bad deal?
I look at it from a very high level, a lose-lose situation. Will this project be successful? 524,000 square feet. The average Walmart in America is 105,000 square feet. So we're talking the equivalent of 5 Walmarts, doing 5 Walmarts of development down in our little harbor. If that project is successful, it's going to double traffic. It's going to add 12,550 car trips per day. That was the city's own analysis from their environmental impact report. They basically presumed that yes, the mall will be successful, and therefore it will generate 12,550 car trips per day. If it's not successful, now we have just replaced 220,000 square feet of struggling business with 520,000 square feet of struggling business. So either way, we lose. From an economic standpoint, right now the city gets $3 million a year from harbor revenue. The leases that are in the harbor and the parking structure. Under this CenterCal mall, we're guaranteed only $250,000. $2.75 million loss per year. More than anything, we'd like to see balance. We're not a group that was ever started or founded for stagnation. We're not the pier is awesome, let's keep it exactly the way it is group. That's not us. We're founded with the intention and purpose of revitalizing the businesses that are down there and upgrading the struggling infrastructure that is crumbling apart. The better way you would approach this problem in the first place is to develop an integrated, comprehensive harbor that includes these 30 acres up there of power lines.
And the AES site too, right?
And the 50 acres of the AES site and the 30 acres down on the waterfront. So now you're talking 110 acres, once in a lifetime opportunity. First time in 100 years you've had an opportunity to redevelop it all. Instead of trying to find balance, the city just wants to continue with piecemeal development and turn it into a mall. You could still have something that is successful from a business standpoint, but it doesn't need to be as big and as dense. And that's how you would balance our harbor.
No on-sea propaganda. There's some things about like, oh, the swimming pool, these numbers about...
So the swimming pool is complete bogus. They say that this project requires a $25 million swimming pool. That is absolutely nowhere in Measure C. Measure C requires that you preserve Seaside Lagoon as is, or if you have to redevelop it and redo it, creates an equal size water surface as is today. So it doesn't require a pool. If for some reason you did need to redo the Seaside Lagoon, you could do it with a lined rubber bottom swim feature that the city looked at a few years ago, said it would only cost $4.5 million. The city has already come to the conclusion that you can redo Seaside Lagoon for $4.5 million. They're just trying to scare voters and inflate the cost by saying it's gonna cost $25 million. It's bogus. Price tag to scare voters, and it's complete bogus.
One of the things that I found pretty shocking was that they have Seaside Lagoon in the harbor. I wouldn't want to swim in the harbor. You know, they got the sea lion barge out there. Isn't that, would those sea lions just want to come? I mean,
First of all, it's illegal to swim in the harbor today, but that's what Center Cal wants you to do. Second of all, there's a nonprofit called Heal the Bay, and Heal the Bay does water quality testing along the entire coast of California twice a month, all year long. Right next to Barney's Beanery, south of the pier, they do water quality testing there every other week. And it fails water quality testing. It has an F rating. It fails for E. coli and feces. When you're over there by Seaside Lagoon, the water has to maneuver between all these breakwaters before it actually gets to Seaside Lagoon. And that's where they want your kids to swim. That's where they want your kids to swim. In polluted, dirty harbor water with sea lions and, you know, bird feces everywhere.
They want to reconnect Harbor Drive to Torrance Boulevard, an idea that I think is a good idea. But they have the bike path crossing it.
Yeah, crossing it 3 times within a quarter of a mile. We've had 5 pedestrian deaths in Redondo Beach within the last couple of months. 5 people died hit by cars. Having a busy bike path at their super successful mall with bikes going there all the time and 12,550 new car trips per day. Do you think that's a safety risk? I'd say so. And then we're going to build a dangerous boat ramp that the harbor safety officers are opposed to.
Moonstone Park, if the boat ramp was built over there, we'd have to lose that park, right? That would no longer be...
They'd shrink the park. So one other thing that I wanted to point out is that we've started going down, having conversations with the different business owners in the harbor.
A lot of them seem to be repping no on sea.
But we've started going down there and we've talked to 6 of them who've put up 6 yes on sea signs because they know what's happening with Center Cal. Center Cal's CEO, Fred Bruning, went to city council meeting and he said that they have 65 letters of intent with different businesses and that rent would be $10 a square foot per month. Most of these business owners do not have a letter of intent and pay $2 a square foot per month today. They're going to be forced out.
Sorry, what is a letter of intent? I don't even
know. A letter of intent is worth the toilet paper you write it on. Basically an agreement between Center Cal, any business down there, Tony's, Naja's, and it says, we intend for you to be part of our project when the project is built. We intend. That is it. It has 0 legal standing.
Can you share which businesses were?
They put the signs up. A lot of the businesses we've talked to that have the signs up there right now, right after they put the sign up, Center Cal's representatives would go down there and try to convince them to take the sign down. And that's been the case with all 3 of these owners, where they've started to become intimidated by Center Cal coming in and strong-arming them.
The police and fire department labor unions have come out in favor of this project. Why do you think that that's the case?
I think it's very, very, very simple. Center Cal gave a $30,000 donation to the Firefighters Political Action Committee. Well, if you have a $30,000 donation from the mall developer, maybe you're going to support the mall developer.
Bill, is it all right if we interview you?
So they need a redevelopment, they need a new zoning, and they need to clean it up, remediate it, and we need to do a unified plan so that we don't end up doing this piecemeal overdevelopment that Redondo's been so famous for. We need a much more measured approach, and what's going on right now is anything but Measure C brings that.
Redondo was a great harbor 100 years ago, over 100 years ago. It was a lumber, and then it kind of got in the era where Port of LA started taking over. And the way they laid out Redondo means round. There's a wagon wheel if you look at the way the streets. So everything kind of comes to the harbor. After the commercial aspects died off in the late 1950s. A guy named Cecil King a congressman wanted to build a great harbor down here. He thought South Bay needed a harbor, so that's why he started building a harbor.
Yeah.
Then in 1962, they spent $9 million as a bond measure, which the city of Redondo later defaulted on, and they wanted to build a harbor to rival Marina del Rey. And they wanted to build it there because we had a commercial core down there, and then all roads lead to the harbor. That area went bankrupt by 1968. The reason why is because 1961, Del Amo opened up. Everyone started flocking to the new greatest thing, a paradigm shift of going shopping at a Del Amo, a big mall.
Yeah.
Right? Fast forward 1968, what happened was City of Redondo got a bunch of grants to redevelop the harbor in that area. Part of that was to reinvigorate with high-density housing. It's why along the Esplanade you see the 9-story, 10-story, 8-story condo buildings. You see the seascapes down in there. And you saw all the other high-density areas in around Redondo. Now, 2017, we're undergoing a paradigm shift as it is now, and people are not shopping malls, shopping centers, things like that. And yet, what are we doing? We're doing the exact opposite. We're building a massive shopping area.
Before I uploaded this, I wanted to see what other videos were on YouTube related to Measure C. So I searched for Measure C in Redondo, and the first result is vote no on Redondo Beach Measure C.
Measure C will cost Redondo Beach taxpayers $200 million for frivolous projects like a pool by the sea.
Why couldn't they afford a real voiceover actor? Why is it a robot? It is made by a channel called Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce Issues Pack. This nothing channel called Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce Issues Pack. And this other channel started uploading 6 days ago. Most recent upload was yesterday. Well, wait a sec. Okay. 30 seconds, 25 seconds, 4 seconds. Okay. No on scene. And that's it. That's it. 4 seconds long. I guess that's all the information that we need. I'm so thankful for whoever got paid to make that video, because now I just feel like I'm enlightened. Thank you, No on C, for that very enlightening 4-second masterpiece.